It's the end of another day. And I probably intended on creating more of these videos, but that has not happened. And I had intended on creating all the images to go with all of the videos that I'd uploaded. That also has not happened. I think I yawn so much because I'm doing them so late at night and I'm so tired. So what good did come of today? When I started these videos, maybe a month ago, a little bit over a month ago, I was in the worst place ever. I was so sad and so discombobulated. And felt so worthless and hopeless and useless. And I feel now less useless, less worthless, and less hopeless. But it is still there. What I have done over the last month and a half or so, however long it's been, is physically do things that are challenging, physically hurt myself doing these physical things that are challenging. And then do it again and again and again and again and again. And my strength is getting better and I am physically getting stronger. I can lift 20 kilos now far easier than what I could lift it a couple of months ago. I can lift 15 kilos way easier. There was a time where 10 kilos was rough. But today I lifted, I was lifting 15 kilo bags and a 20 kilo box. And the 20 kilo box wasn't easy, but I did it. Considering I had to pull it out of the freezer because it was a 20 kilo box of food. So I feel less worthless. And less hopeless. And less useless. But it's still there because on doing this stuff, I don't have the skills. So I'm doing what I can in the best way that I can without the skills, which usually means I get injured. And just the other day I was trying to unravel some fencing wire, some chicken mesh. And when you get down to the last bit, it's really hard to unravel. So I was trying to unravel it and I tied it against, I tied it up and I thought it was secure. Pulled on it, wasn't secure. It flung back and smashed me in the face. Oh my God, it was so sore. I had this huge cut on my nose. There was blood everywhere. It was not a good moment for me. I felt so useless and so incompetent and so powerless in that moment because I didn't have the wisdom to tell me that the wire was too thin and it was going to snap. And I didn't have the strength to do it with my own hands, but I also didn't have the wisdom to actually stand on it instead of doing what I was doing. But today, I think one of the reasons why I feel just a little bit less useless is because today I had a similar piece of chicken wire that was at the end that I had to unravel. And I did it completely differently. I had on my boots, so I stood on it and I pushed it with my hands, and I pushed it a little bit, and then I put my boot on it to hold it in place, and then I would bend it backwards so it wasn't rolling back in on itself and whacking me in the back of the legs, because I had wisdom. I had wisdom now. I knew that if it gets away, it will just spring back. I had wisdom to use something that was heavy, so I used my body weight. And I had wisdom to put my foot on the roll when I was folding back the other side, because I knew that if I didn't, it would spring back and whack me in the leg. So I think that's why I feel a little less useless and a little less incompetent and a little less helpless. But it's still there because I had to build this chicken frame for our baby chickens so they could go outside, spend some time outside. Because they're getting a little bit bored being where they are, tearing things to pieces. So I put them outside. But then I forgot to feed them. So by the time I got out there, they would have normally been fed twice by the time I got out there. And I completely forgot. I fed the other chickens and I feed the other baby chickens, and I completely forgot to feed these ones. I just assumed they'd be fine, which is weird because the other ones that we have, the 5 babies we have with the mama, I don't assume that they're fine. I feed them during the day so they have food. But these babies, I just went, oh, she'll be right. She was not right when I got out there. They were chirping their heads off, sitting at the fence, desperate for food. And then one of them ran out the hole, so I had to grab it before it kept going. And then I almost stood on another one because I had my big boots on and it ran behind me. Oh my God. I cannot believe I completely forgot to feed these chickens. So then my hopeless and worthless and it just went up a little bit more. But then I came inside and I stood there and watched them for a while they were eating. And they were okay. They were fine. No one passed away. No chickens were sacrificed in the making of this video. They were fine. So then I came inside and then I started doing stuff on the computer because I think it was 11:30, and by this stage I'd already done a lot outside. And I built that entire fenced coop for the baby chickens this morning. So then I came in 11:30 and went, right, food, sit down, take a break. But then I sat down and took a break, and then my hopelessness and uselessness, it kind of went up a little bit because I started looking at email and Facebook, and then I had this voice in my head saying, dopamine detox, what are you doing? So then I closed those because I'd been off my computer all morning and my phone as well. I hadn't turned my phone on at all. And yesterday I made this grand declaration that I wouldn't get on anything until 1 o'clock. Today I get to 11:30 and I'm shattered and I just want to sit down and do something on the computer. So I completely, I can't think what the word is, I completely negated my declaration yesterday to sit on the computer today. So I felt a little bit more worthless and a little bit more hopeless or helpless, a little bit more powerless, a little bit more, just a little bit more. And then I thought about last night's video about how I can't seem to not be on my computer. And today I decided to build a website. I don't know how it's going to go, but I decided to build a website to sell some products. And I had someone quote me yesterday $15,000 to build this website for me, and I laughed. I didn't know what else to do. I thought, that's ridiculous. Is this what people are charging nowadays to build bloody website? It's not that hard. So I just went, no thank you, I'm not paying $15,000 for you to build my website. I'll just do it myself. But of course I've never done a shopping cart before, so it's a gigantic learning curve. But I got to the point where I imported products, so I'm getting there one step at a time. So then my hopelessness and worthlessness, it just goes down a little bit because I spent some time building this website and I actually got it done. I achieved a lot on it this afternoon. So then that's part of me that goes, well, you're not completely hopeless and ridiculous and useless. You built a website today. Not 100% finished, but give it another 2 days of me doing a couple of hours and it'll be all ready to go. So then that useless, hopeless, worthless went down a little bit. And then I was watching a video tonight about all these people doing really good things for other people, and I remember, and I was watching it thinking, man, life is just, it's just shit. It's crap. It sucks. And I look at it and think, just the fact that people have to do good things for other people because people get into so much trouble and are in so much pain. And then I go down that path of, well, why? Why? Why do we have to die? Why do people have to get sick? Why does life have to be hard? Why do we have to injure ourselves? Why do we have to end up in hospital? And then I go down that existential crisis of, what is life all about? What is the point of life? Because sometimes I really don't know. Sometimes I really don't know what the point of life is. And I guess if I could travel, maybe that would give me some purpose, but I can't because I have all these cats and dogs to look after. Maybe if I excelled at something, singing, dancing, something, being a lawyer or a doctor, or maybe if I excelled at something that would make life make more sense. So then my helpless, hopeless, worthless, useless goes back up again. Oh, so it's been a bit of a up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down past couple of days, that's for sure. And right this very minute, I do not actually know what the solution is. I'm sure there is a solution, but it is not in my brain. The solution in my brain is to go and turn something on, to have that noise, to fill the void. No, I don't think that's the best idea, so I think I might turn everything off and go to bed because it is late.